Rules to get cash on YouTube merchandise. This article will walk you through how to get cash on YouTube with your own thing and why it is a supported altogether considered depending upon YouTube propelling compensation alone. What is YouTube merchandise and how should it function? YouTube stock is an amazing technique to change your channel and to develop your image. An enormous heap of YouTubers get onto the stage and make incredible substance dependably. Others cultivate their gathering and their video obligation over the long haul. Progression can without a doubt turn out to be all acceptable or because of a solitary video turning out to be notable online, making a colossal heap of enlistments and perspectives. Most YouTubers start to contemplate making pay solely after these perspectives come in, and the fundamental spot they go is to YouTube themselves, and setting publicizing in their records. What might be said about we start immediately with an evaluation of the YouTube propelling compensation versus YouTube stock models for changing your channel. Survey YouTube pay number crunchers. We will walk you through a little relationship of likely techniques for changing your YouTube channel. We have two grade number crunchers to CCs on your channel can change over into game plans and pay. The first is a progression pay adding machine and the second is YouTube stock compensation expert. We put somewhat solid 10,000 perspectives consistently into socialblade.com's compensation mini computer, which depends upon credible compensation generator by YouTube content makers. They measure these perspectives will pass on any place some spot in the extent of $2.50 and $75 reliably in pay, subject to your CPM, or generally how much the publicist is paying to show promotions to your gathering. This would change more than into $1,200 reliably and $14,400 every year. How to get more pay on YouTube at this moment? Shouldn't something be said about we take that indistinguishable 10,000 perspectives reliably or 310,000 perspectives every month and run it through our YouTube stock compensation investigator? We watch that with those extensive utilization and a gave after you could make some spot in the extent of $2,500 and $10,000 every month in additional pay. Is it exact to say that you are prepared for YouTube merchandise? The fundamental development is to pick in the event that you're prepared and evaluate your business potential. It's hard to tell when you're prepared, and it not totally has to do with the genuine item. Is it exact to say that you are a significant level gifted specialist or other imaginative? Then, at that point you'll improve on a couple of memories getting booted up than others. Beginning examination. Our assistant how to begin a print on request business in 2019. This is a wide partner that uncovers to you bit by bit totally what you need to do in the event that you should begin a print on request business. We suggest that you go bit by bit through the way toward beginning a business so you see precisely what you need to do, how long you need to contribute, and the embraced procedures to be amazing. One thought is research the prominence of the print on request things that you acknowledge are possible going to offer to your gathering. You can utilize Google Trends to analyze the interest in a thing over the long haul. For instance, stockings are powerfully outstanding for ladies, all things being equal, while hooded pullovers and hoodies are among the most famous articles of clothing to purchase. Numbskull? Try not to stress over it in case you're a level-out novice. Look at our manual for beginning with Printify. Assurance that when you dispatch your things, they look striking and are prepared for clients. Regardless of whether you have an immense heap of partners and endorsers, the things ought to be intriguing to sell. While phenomenal course of action is an amazing arrangement by and large, the more your gathering accomplices with the thing, the essentially certain they are to get it. The force of YouTube stock. YouTube is a drawing-in stage where individuals are constantly enchanting and looking for content that portrays themselves, and your fans and partners will not factor in the amount of others are following you before they choose to purchase. Unmistakably, more trains recommends more courses of action potential. Different variables in wrapping up whether you're prepared for YouTube stock is swarm liability, and what your own objections are. Look at the video from Wholesale TED. Printify X Etsy instructive exercise. Have you contemplated who your gathering may be? In the event that you began your channel as of now, your gathering may have effectively laid out. Individuals that are coming and study your channel probably won't be the kind of individuals that breeze up purchasing your YouTube stock. Consider the kind of individual that you think should buy your thing. Make a profile of this individual. Think about what kinds of things that may draw in them to watch your substance, and develop substance unequivocally for them. Why might that be a sharp thought when attempting to sell YouTube stock? Making an advancing profile of your normal vested party and your objective client will help you with thinking about how the new kinds of content that you are making fit into your overall intent to change your channel. It might have every one of the reserves of being that a ton of YouTubers are pointedly and typically making records and putting them up with little idea, ending up being eminent and by one way or another accomplishing notoriety or impact. Regularly, that is genuinely not the situation, and there's more relationship in the background that you can't see. It requires a great deal of work to put out different 30 minutes or even 10 brief records dependably. This work is problematic work that arrangements with when these makers and monetary experts can change their channel through things like YouTube stock. Obligation recognizing how your gathering responds to you is basic to picking when you're prepared for YouTube stock. Are your endorsers remarking on your records, worshipping and prescribing their partners to you? Is it veritable that you are partner with your site where some other substance is or where you have diverse data? Look at where your traffic is coming from on your different channels, tolerating that it's from YouTube and the numbers look uncommon. You may be prepared to attempt to sell some YouTube stock on your site also. You can see such a data in Shopify assessment or Google evaluation on a stage like Press. On the off chance that you see some sensible traffic coming from YouTube, it's a decent sign that you have some insane fans that are prepared to buy your YouTube stock. Go into selling YouTube stock by portraying some unquestionable focuses on that you can accomplish. You can begin by getting some information about what you ought to move away from. Simply trying to make a bit of additional cash or to support a general brand. Is it exact to say that you are trying to make a bit of additional cash, or would you say you are attempting to assist with supporting a clarification, or perhaps make regular remuneration? The amount of this parts into your business reasoning, at what stage in your trip you will dispatch your things, and how you pitch them to your gathering. Put forth objectives for your store, and be reasonable. The run-of-the-mill change rate for online stores is 1.33%, which infers just 1.33% of the full-scale traffic your web page will purchase. Obviously, this is only the average. You could be continuous, subject to your own persona, the possibility of your site, and the possibility of your game plans, their surveying, and different parts. Put out your objections first, and go out and accomplish them precisely, and you will without a doubt be useful with your YouTube stock your gathering likes you. Then again, if nothing else, your records and content. Recognizing extraordinary appealing aptitude is associated with knowing what your client needs, and offering it to them. The extraordinary thing about YouTube stock is you get a chance to test your potential thing each time you move a video, essentially show it to your gathering with yourself as the model. That is in case you are before the camera. Wearing a potential store plan and checking whether anybody remarks on it is reasonable in the space of A/B testing plans, and is a great methodology to see whether your course of action is a hit or a failure. You'll see the vast majority of the reasonable YouTube stock merchants like Dude Perfect, wear their item in the entire of their records. We track down that the best YouTube stock are the plans that get the energy of both the channel and the maker the best. This is everything with the exception of a fundamental undertaking. The plans ought to be top-notch yet don't ought to be dissers. A colossal heap of the best channels are selling their obvious enunciations or different words just YouTube stock that the gathering will comprehend, a sort of inside joke. Think Homer Simpson's Doe, or Barney Stinson's Suit Up, and you're going the correct way. On the off chance that you see that your gathering is saying your appearance in the remarks an uncommon game plan, that one may have the potential for YouTube stock unprecedented, solid coordinators aren't not difficult to catch in standard step-by-step presence. That is the clarification a continually growing number of individuals are going to online business networks to use talented electronic specialists. Upwork, Freelancer.com, or Fiverr.com are exceptional spots to keep on assessing certain fashioners, particularly in the occasion that you're a young person at this kind of work. More convoluted plans with higher lead times will most likely necessitate that you vet the originators a bit more, at any rate if you're hoping to discover somebody to amass a picture for your appearance or other fundamental course of action. Then, at that point this is an amazing spot to begin.